Rising cost of living as reflected in unaffordable food prices, high energy and transportation costs, all driven by galloping inflation, has taken joy away from many households in Nigeria. This has been made worse by rent hikes, which seem to have become a pastime for most landlords acting through estate agents. However, Ondo State, which in time past was regarded as one of the cheapest cities in Nigeria in terms of cost of rent, now seem to be caught up in frequent rent hikes, which are unsettling tenants and threatening to put in a lot of families in disarray. Our KAFTAN TV Ondo correspondent, who went out to sample the opinion of some residents, brought back the reactions.
The current economic situation being faced in Nigeria is said to be the worst ever experienced in a generation. This has been made worse by galloping hike in rent.
It's one of those things because one, the cost of living keep rising and rent equally must go up, If input goes up now, therefore the output will go up. Cost of cement is on the rise, block is on the rise. So technically speaking, things must go up that way. You understand me now? So one, those people that have spent millions to build a house, you will expect them to get the money back. So that's why rents must continue to go up. There's nothing we can do about that. So government should provide a low-cost housing for people. That's the only way to combat it. It will not solve the problem. There are still deficits of thousands of accommodation, decent accommodation for people. People are moving from the traditional areas now. They are moving to modern area where they can live in comfortable houses. People don't want us to live in houses with the ordinary ceiling again. They want to live in houses with POP where you have water, faucets, and the rest of them. So they want to live in comfortably. And when you want to live comfortably, you must pay for comfort.
When asked, some of the respondents in Ondo City blamed the high prices of building materials and other essential commodities in the country as being responsible for landlords demanding extra, despite the present hardship in the country.
The hike in price of, let me say, the accommodation of a house in Nigeria, because of this insecurity and what is happening presently in Nigeria, the inflation that is happening in Nigeria makes everything to be increased day by day, even in building materials, in everything. And this thing is not affecting me alone, it's affecting all the Nigerians. Because though I thank God today that God have already made a place that I'm dwelling with my family. But I'm hearing it from my friends, from my colleagues, that the way the landlords, the landladies are putting or increasing their house rent is very outrageous. And that is why you could see a house, just 2-bedroom flat, you'll be earning 300, 400,000 in Ondo town. And some years back, a 2-bedroom flat is just 100,000, 80,000. But now, 300, 400,000. And if you can't able to avoid it, you will see some other people will now come, they will just pay the money and they will just occupy the house. It's affecting everybody in Nigeria.
Everything in Nigeria is based on the state of the economy. When you compare housing in Ondo with other unbound cities around, I want to say the issue of house rent in Ondo is still normal as compared to maybe the state capital, bigger city around us. That is, we are talking of Ibadan, Lagos, Benin City, and so on. It's still normal. It's not too high.
Well, in a way, you see, house rent has not really gone up, as it were. Myself, I'm a landlord because I have tenants too that pay rent. If you know how much you have spent, look at it from this perspective now. Cost of roofing sheets, as at last year, roofing sheets imported was 25,000. Early this year, it rose to 35,000. As I speak with you, it is 105. So what we buy 3 that time now? What we buy 3 that time now? We only buy 1. So if you need 3 bundles now, you spend 315,000. As against 35,000. You can look at the margin. So will you now expect rent to still be the same?
To God be the glory. God have already make a way for me because of what? I've already built a small house.
The rate at which people pay for house rent is high, because considering that you have to do renovations, and that compare when you are doing any renovation of your building or whatsoever, what you buy in the market is you have to balance the costs, even though if they are not erecting new buildings. But if you go to the new estates that are just opening, you don't want to compare it with what you have in the main city.
Afolashayo Amzat reporting for KAFTAN TV News.